Rebecca Merkline. I am the Director of Operations at St. Vincent de Paul. Sure. St. Vincent de Paul has been around for many years. We're a worldwide organization. Here in Appleton we have a thrift store, we have 12 conferences that we work with, and our whole mission is to help people in need. So my job here at St. Vincent de Paul is I run the whole operations that you see at our thrift store locations. So we have our main store, we have a Christmas store that's open seasonally, and a Treeland store that's open seasonally. I do all the HR, all the IT, the billing grounds, just the day-to-day events that all take place here. It's all kind of falls under my umbrella. So even though IT isn't necessarily, my strongest background, it was easy because the whole conversations with Brian and also with Office 365, it's so simple that even someone who doesn't have that as their background can come in and do it. I've been attending training that Kim O'Brien has been putting on at the Fox Valley Technical College, and Microsoft has also been there, and they really spell out like, hey, these are all the things that we have. And at first you might think, oh, that's very overwhelming, but the most beneficial thing we found is we found out what we needed. I went to these trainings and I was able to go back to my team, and also as Brian made the transition, I was a good person to say, hey, I know how to get you an Outlook, I know how to use SharePoint, because I already went in feeling comfortable before we even implemented any of the changes. So there's one coming up in a couple of weeks, and we're going to focus more on like Teams as another program that's in Office 365, and then hey, now it's a couple weeks, I can bring that back to our team and show everyone how to use all that. We're a nonprofit that does not have an IT department. I get that great task of being the IT, and what we found is that it's most beneficial to have someone like Brian Bartle that can do all of the work for you. I met other nonprofits and there's a lot of talk of, hey, I can transfer that myself, or even, oh, email, that shouldn't be hard. But really when you get down to it, it is not worth your time, because you're not going to have it up and running. We started, it was Thursday night, we had our email by Friday morning, and then over the weekend all of our documents were transitioned. You can't do that yourself in that time, and you can't have it probably as efficient. So we found it's worth someone else doing it who's a professional, and not, even if you don't have your own IT department, it's worth it. We decided to look into Office 365 after we had to replace our server, and the cost was just outrageous and we could not afford to pay for that. So we looked into other options that would give us just an easier way to access documents, all of us be on the same page, and the most beneficial thing we have found is to be off-site if we have to pull up documents for other community agencies that we're working with, or even if you're going to an event, you can pull up any information that you need. So that has been the best part of all of that. And it's just affordable, it's easy to, where am I going with any of this? It's easy to access, and we've just really enjoyed it. We have a total of 15 users using the computers for Office 365. A lot of them are shared users, so it's nice that you don't have to necessarily log in as that person, but everyone gets their own account, and it's really has, we have an offsite bookkeeper, and now we can just put all of the documents into a shared point versus emailing them. It's just more secure and safer that way. The person we used for the migration was Brian Bartle with IT Forward. He was introduced to us through Kim O'Brien at the Nonprofit Leadership Initiative. He came in, he sat with us, he first learned about our whole, the needs that we had, and then he really paired our needs with what is out there with Office 365. He walked us through the whole thing. He gave us a really affordable quote that really covered so many things that we needed, and to be honest, I was very hands-off. It was very nice just to have someone to do all of the hard work for us and knowing that it was done right. And the day that he came after the transition, he was here on site to train the staff, to give me training, and just really good tools to use moving forward. And we just want to thank all the sponsors. We have found it so easy to work with Kim O'Brien over at the Nonprofit Leadership Initiative. She introduced me to a great team of IT volunteers, and then we ultimately met Brian Bartle through her organization as well. And thank you to Microsoft. They continue to attend the trainings that we're at, as well as be just a great support as we learn how to use our new system.